This week on
The Hunt is on.
We got Lilith Fair.
Yeah, we interviewed Lilith, baby. We got a full interview at the end of the pod, and before that, we talked some shit.
A lot of reality TV, gags and drama.
Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned, stay listening for this amazing episode of
The Hunt is on.
We say it 4 times this episode.
Okay, then let's not do that.
No, I love it.
Okay. So sorry, this is a long episode.
In the good way. I'm not trying to say stuff out of the camera sight of you. I'm saying this into the camera.
Okay.
Hi there. We at The Hunt is On would like to acknowledge that we are currently living, working, playing, and recording this podcast on traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy homeland, which consists of the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, Tsuut'ina, and Stoney nations. We recognize the many nations who call Monkinsis their home, which include the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3 within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. Happy April Fool's Day!
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, we have no jokes and no surprises, but this is the last podcast of the first season
Of
The Hunt is on. And we have some amazing special guests
right here.
Thank you. Amazing special guest. Yes.
One.
Congratulations on the first season of your podcast. That's really excellent.
We did
you very
12
much.
full episodes. We have 6 amazing interviews, I think.
Yes.
And we finished our season before Drag Race finished theirs. So, woo! And we started like at the same time.
But at least it's no longer just chocolate.
Yeah,
There's much more than that.
more at stake.
The only April Fool's joke that we have is that there's going to be a long interview with Lilith coming up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Jesus Christ.
So do you want to talk a little bit about how drag is back in Calgary? We got
Which-
drag brunches how many times a week?
There's a drag brunch at every venue on every single day of the week in Calgary right
Yeah,
now.
there are 75 drag brunches every day.
There could be 99 drag brunches in a room, but all you need is that one bang bang group number.
Oh, yeah.
To really lock in the deal.
You were living for that bang bang on the rooftop.
Yeah. Bang bang girl.
We should coordinate all of the drag brunches to perform Bang Bang at the same time, and then we will document whether or not we can hear it from everywhere in the city.
Or if it opens up a wormhole into another dimension.
It's just Hosa Teratoma on the other side.
Jessie J falls through. She's like, I had nothing better to do.
No. All right. Well, yeah, no, there are like brunches literally everywhere. I just did a brunch on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Nuff sisters have their own brunch. Angelina has her brunch on Sundays.
The Nuff daughters now have a brunch.
The Nuff daughters have a brunch. Yeah. Oh, at the Two Rivers, yeah, they have a brunch. And then there's Andrew and I went to the duly noted rooftop brunch.
Rooftop, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super fun. I actually really liked the space. It was really
it looks
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And yeah, super fun. Oh, popular. A super fun event.
So we had some pretty dramatic things happen in the world and news recently. It was the Oscars yesterday.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
So let's start with the positive. Liza and Lady Gaga. You really enjoyed this
I wrote
moment.
this down because I was trying to avoid talking about the negative.
Oh, you mean the Chris Rock and...
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, but what I really enjoyed, I don't watch the Oscars every year. I've never watched the Oscars in full. It's not something I partake in. I've never watched celebrity award shows unless there was like a musical person I wanted to see performing.
Like a performance.
Right.
Yeah, or like the Tonys, they do the cool musical numbers and stuff. But I don't really.
MTV Awards.
I'm proud of the accomplishments and I'm happy for artists and receiving those things. But like, bitch,
Motion pictures.
I don't care. Like, no offense, but unless it's like something super epic.
Good
But
for you, Steven Spielberg.
yeah, I like the people who host or hosts or whatever. But what I really liked about this was Gaga and Liza had a cute moment. I got to watch that on Twitter and on YouTube again, and it made me basically cry. It was a very sweet and genuine moment where like Gaga was like helping Liza through the just like getting through the announcement. It felt like honestly us trying to moderate a conversation with Lilith.
Thank you. Yes, I am as famous as Liza Minnelli.
You absolutely are.
I am.
You are Liza.
Minnelli.
And what I also liked, I wrote this down, just on the flip side of that, was Lady Gaga brushing off Caitlyn Jenner. At the beginning. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's this video of Gaga looking astounding walking into the Oscars. And Caitlyn was like, hey, I want to have a word. And she says something about not seeing Gaga at her like local Starbucks anymore. And Gaga's like, yeah, I got a different barista. Ha 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 ha. And like walks away. But it's just like, if you rewatch it, it is the most like poised way of basically being like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you right now. Sick. And it was great. Yeah. Gaga had some good moments at the Oscars yesterday.
At least she didn't punch someone in the face.
Oh my God.
Raring to go.
Just like so excited about this topic. I have nothing to really say on the hot topic, but I did enjoy. I do enjoy being on Twitter because I can sort of watch everything unfold and see everyone's opinions.
Liked being on Twitter during this?
No.
Yeah, I have not been on Twitter.
Well, not liked, but I've enjoyed seeing like I don't know. There's so much stuff that I've been like learning about that I didn't know about before. I feel like this is like a learning opportunity for a lot of people to like.
That's true.
I did not know Kevin Hart had hosted other events and had made other jokes about certain things.
Chris Rock.
Sorry, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry, Chris Rock.
But I did see someone tweet about it this morning, and don't make fun of someone's appearance because you never know what's going on. And she has alopecia, and so like I can understand why Will was so aggressive to the whole situation. Is that something to do on international TV? No, but anyways, I wanted
you brought it up. Oh, no.
Certainly the most interesting thing that's happened at the Academy Awards in a very long time.
It makes me wonder, was this staged? Because does anybody watch, like you said, you don't watch,
No.
that was such a 2010 thing to watch, like,
so I brought this up
shows.
at work yesterday because it happened while I was working in bartending, and I just saw it on Twitter, and I was like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure Will Smith just hit someone at the Oscars, but like under what context, I don't know. And the first thing my coworker said was, "Oh, it must be staged." And I was like, I don't think that's something that like.
But does anyone watch the Oscars? Like, does anyone watch any of these award TV shows? That was such a 2010s moment. We're in 2022. Baby.
I think he was mad. I think he just did what he had to do.
Yeah, I don't know if they would know how to produce a moment that
It was also edited out of certain things. Like you had to. I think there was like a live version of it, and then I think wasn't there like a broadcasted edited.
It aired in full in like Japan and Australia.
And that's where the footage was caught from. So I don't. I think that this just happened. I think there's so many better and more important things. Not to say that we could be talking about, but there's like a lot of shit going on, and I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like this will swallow the internet for a couple days, and we'll see what happens.
And move on.
He's gonna have to move in with his auntie and uncle in their house in Bel Air.
Oh my God.
Because they got into a fight.
Someone got scared. Jeez Louise. Anyway, Liza Minnelli and Gaga were great at the Oscars, and I, and La La Land won.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Sickening. And it was sickening, yes, God, fierce and wig.
Oh no, I thought that was over.
let's do a little recap about last week's episode where you talked about the sand video.
Oh,
forced
have
me
you
to
seen the
watch.
sand video? Yeah. Okay, so can I read you a series of text messages that my straight coworker sent me?
About the sand video?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
showed my coworkers the sand video.
That's allyship.
They can say the F word.
Yeah.
One time.
And on Saturday, the day after I showed my coworker blank this video, won't out them, they said, "Hello, can you please send me the gaping sand butthole video? I don't want to see it. I need to see it." And then said, "OMG, don't leave me on red, daddy. He needs to see that gaper." And then said, "Why are you doing this to me?" And so I sent him it, and then I think he just wanted to show his girlfriend.
Okay, him. So we've cracked
Oh my
part
God.
of this mystery open.
Go to jail.
We've cracked him. I want to see that gaper. Have you ever met a straight?
Who said, I want to see that gaper?
Yeah.
Who's been like,
Oh, I have.
Don't leave me on Red Big Daddy or whatever?
Yeah, they're like a funny straight.
I'll
But
give them that.
that's what you got out of this? I'm just like, they want to see the
Very
sand
funny.
video again. I think that's so funny to
Yeah,
me.
but we're thirsty.
Thirsty. I'm like, oh God, ew, you guys. Oh my
A little
God.
bit of homophobia is okay. The sand gaping video. Yeah.
I've showed it to other folks, and everyone has the same thought process. Like, what's in the sand? What if there was other things in the sand? Like, what if there was a shell?
And
in
he
the
did
sand?
use a funnel.
We found that out.
Yeah, I found that out on Sloppy Seconds.
Oh, did they talk to him?
They talked to... Someone
They talked to his mom.
No, someone who listens
Someone
to
call this guy's mom.
someone who listens to their pod was
Knows
like,
him.
I know this person, so they talked about it, and then they contacted him, and he's like, yeah, and I used a funnel.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. How else are you going to get
I
in?
wonder what that friend group is like right now. Like,
Right?
What did that do to the dynamic of that group?
Like, hey, that's my friend's butthole.
Like, you got me in that group chat I have with you and Ann. Guys, I went viral on Twitter. You'll never guess for what.
Bring your sand buckets.
I just assumed that that's what it would be like if you were getting fucked when Thanos snapped his fingers.
I wouldn't have ever imagined that. Just imagine like your bottom disappearing while you're going to town.
I liked the sound it made though. It was very like ASMR. I could
Yeah.
have fallen asleep to it.
It was giving me very We Don't Talk About Bruno, like the I can hear the a fall in sand.
Oh my god.
All right, sand video recap complete. Let's never talk about it again until the next video comes out. We got new content to talk about.
I'm kind of surprised that my Canada's Drag Race tweet just like popped off the way that it did.
Okay, but how many likes did your tweet get now?
It's a little less than yours. I'll give you that. But
What did you were the Stacey McKenzie tweet?
that one too.
Okay.
No, this one was
That it's underrated.
yeah, that Canada's Drag Race season 2 is slept on so hard, and it just like went off.
Half and half.
You think? You don't think? What's your opinions on Canada's Drag Race?
I love Canada's
Season
Drag
2.
Race. Season 2 especially is I think it had like
Is it slept on?
a bigger I do think it is slept on. But I
Do you think it has a trick up its sleeve?
I do. Now I'm answering all of your questions.
Rapid fire, baby.
Yeah, I think Canada's Drag Race season 2 is slept on. I mean, I think that people are exhausted by the sheer amount of content that exists. Like there are a couple of seasons that I haven't watched any of.
Yeah.
It was airing the same day as UK3, which was always going to get more attention because of RuPaul's
A presence.
involvement.
Yeah.
Exact same time as Call Me Mother, another
it-
Canadian drag program.
And Dragula.
Yeah.
And
Like-
Dragula.
Like it came out when so many things were happening. And also Crave did not promote them.
And I loved the season, but that was it. It was like the promo was so sickening, and I was so gagged by that. And then not to see any more follow through on it, and then to see people who I kind of thought would bring like, I mean, like we all thought we'd see so much more of Stephanie, even more of Suki. I think.
Oh, I wanted more Suki.
I could have taken Eve to the end just for the TV of it all.
Suki
There were
and Eve to the
storylines that
end.
I feel like needed to be developed a little bit more.
Or
like
wrapped up better.
yeah, but I loved the competitors. I just think that they could have had a better chance at that whole situation.
I can't wait to see.
But good challenges too.
I can't wait to see what CDR3, how it goes and how it pops off. I hope it does.
Did we, to kind of fall into season 14 now, did we think that Kendall and Bosco kind of had the same role in their rusicles?
Camden?
Or Camden?
Yeah,
I don't know
Camden.
anyone's names, y'all. I
Camden
don't
and
know.
Kendall?
Yeah, Camden
Yeah,
and Kendall definitely like the minute that I saw Camden, I was like, this is giving very much Kendall gender in
From the clown musical.
Under the Big Top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Under the Big Top.
Also, not a great rusical.
It was my favorite musical, don't even lie. And they sang.
Yeah, they did sing. They did sing.
If it's
Yeah.
a musical, you better be mic'd the fuck up. I want to hear that horrid, rancid voice and
my
vocals
God.
that I have too.
I mean, my favorite, because I saw Eve tweet about that, and I agreed with her. And then she kind of just, she's kind of sort of kept tweeting about it. I'm like, are you
Salty?
like actually mad about this? It's very weird.
I will say though, I think that if you're
I
gonna
agree
call it
with
a
her.
musical, you should be mic'd up because this is a choreography challenge at this point, or a blocking challenge even. It's not really a musical anymore.
It's like I feel like a musical can go either way, but I feel like if it's being, it just depends on how you're saying you're judging it, because like it's like they're judging it not based on their musical theater abilities, but their character abilities, and yeah, like their choreography abilities, and like that more so than like their ability to like sing and deliver a character. But like it's so much easier to give like face and just lip sync than it is to like hold a note and be expressive and like have inflection in your voice. So yeah, and like honestly, if they ever do another musical, no one will ever do it as good as Cynthia Kiss. That was like
Oh, make them laugh. So good. So good. Oh, mwah, chef's kiss.
yeah.
Cynthia Kiss for Canada's Drag Race versus the world.
No, for Queens of the Universe.
Sure, that too.
She'd be great on that singing. Yeah.
Yeah, she would.
How did you feel about Lady Camden and Bosco's tiff? Head to head. No, I want this. No, I want this.
Yeah.
I love that it ultimately resulted in one of them failing and one of them succeeding. It was
Yes.
very satisfying storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it too. I like drama.
Would you give up the role, or would you like?
You know what?
I would pull a Candy Muse and I would start highlighting the role that I wanted,
That's fierce.
so that you cannot take it back.
I want to say something about Daya. She, in the first acting challenge, she was like, I'm putting my foot down, first one, this is what I'm getting. This time she did the same thing. Girl, back the fuck off. So that way someone else can have a breathing chance. I get it. You want to be competitive for the show so that way you can win, but at the same time,
I mean, I'm team diabetic.
I am Team Diabetes, but didn't she also take a role that like no one really wanted though?
Yeah.
that's true. I will give her that. But it's the whole, like, she was the first one, like, I want this, no one else gets a fucking say. That's like, okay, can someone breathe first? Can I take a breath before you just fucking dominate this conversation?
I love it though. Like, and I love that she's like unapologetically like that's the energy, and like she's been trapped there for 7 years at this point. So
Yeah, true.
I appreciate the honesty and the bluntness that she delivers, and then Bosco kind of just adapted that this week, and
yeah, and everyone
did
else
the same.
Everyone else has been so like considerate and lovely that. Although I do understand what you're saying, like I think the show is made better by there being someone in the room who's like, and I'm going to be evil.
But at the same time, take a step back for a second, because you've been in the front wanting to get everything your way, that you should just let someone else breathe for a second. I don't know.
I think that's just like the way she is though. Like
I will admit, nobody wanted that role, so she shouldn't have just piped up first. She kind of should have just let the roles play out, because no one was going to fight her for it anyways, but she was going into that looking for a fight.
I just feel like Daya had like no storyline this episode though, really. Like she really didn't she didn't really pop off or anything. Like she's for most of the episodes that she's been outspoken. I feel like this was one where she's been more subdued, if anything, right? Like the more outspoken, I feel like the gag of this episode was Bosco being so like, this is what I'm getting, and no, you're actually not even going to try to read for it because I already have the role. Like it was the most condescending and most like aggressive we've seen Bosco. Yeah. But like also probably comes down to having all the pressure on her last week, being in the bottom 3 times in a row in one episode.
Okay, Georges, read her.
Yeah, that was fierce.
I think the pressure is definitely now on for these people. And I think next episode we'll see it even more, knowing that the golden ticket is gone and that they will be fighting tooth and nail. Just wait till Daya's the next episode, girl.
So you said that
Wait till Daya's in the bottom.
you said that you would like just start highlighting.
Yeah. Oh, if I had the opportunity in like the Call Me Mother like Jamie musical, I would have just picked Jamie and I would have highlighted those roles and been like, sorry,
But they said pretty.
Yeah, they said no.
I think I would pretty firmly state what it was I was interested in doing. I feel like I would probably be pretty like easygoing.
I feel like most seasons, it's always like, I'll do A or B. And it's like, okay, I like that you're giving me 2 options.
I mean, I would... the further along the season goes, I would probably be a little bit firmer. I trust myself to like a reckless degree though, to just like make it work, kind of regardless.
And you would.
Yeah, I think I would. So
I feel like in the history of Drag Race, that we've seen that go both ways now, where it's like they kind of pulled that on Camden, where they were like, "You're the person who could totally pull off this part, though. No one else could pull that off. Like it could only be you," which is such a musical theater like fucking ploy.
I would have
Mind
if I were Camden though. Camden was very, very sweet. If somebody was talking to me like that though, I would have been a little cuntier back.
I would have been
like,
irked.
Like if someone was fighting me that fiercely for a part that I had expressed interest in, and their response to me was to sort of condescendingly say, "You can do this, I can't do this," I would say, "Well, thank you so much for admitting your limitations."
Oh, that'd be so good.
You're right. You really aren't very versatile. You really do wear one thing on the runway every week.
And that's kind of how it turned out.
Yeah.
Like literally, that is what happened.
I would have been kind and given her the part she wanted, but it would not have been this cute sort of go run to my room moment. It would have been a little bit cuntier.
It's just interesting because we've seen those people who like will get put in that place like Camden though and not succeed too. Like they'll get put into that typecasting role and then kind of fall into the shadows.
Because it's scary, especially if you. I mean, like in my mind, I mean, obviously I can't say for sure because I'm not in that situation and it would be a pressure cooker unlike anything you've ever done before. But I like to think that if you were sort of forced into this role that you didn't really want, you would be more free to like, kind of just have a good time.
Take liberty.
Because like you're like, well, I didn't really want it, so I'm just going to have a stupid fun time. Whereas like, I don't know, maybe Bosco choked a little bit because she felt additional pressure to like deliver on this thing that she had kind of been rude to get.
Yeah.
It also, Kate, one more thing I have to say about Moulin Rouge. I don't know how y'all feel about this. The composer was in it.
Yeah.
And our Bosco, let me mix up everyone's names one more time. Bosco had a extra challenge of almost having to play off of someone who they hadn't been working with for this like questionable amount of time.
Rebuttal.
Okay, hit me.
Season 13, when Rosé was the little gnome, they also brought in Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, but it was green screened in. So those girls in season 13 had to play as if someone was there, and then
I just
they'd
feel
be
like
added on as an extra layer.
I don't know. Me
So I'm
personally
okay with
speaking, I would have an easier time playing to like an invisible person or a castmate or like. I don't know, perfect opportunity to have a drag king on the show.
Or like Ginger Mint came back for the Trump Rusical as Trump. So having
and Cameron had
person.
that Sunny that she had to play off of in the Cher Rusical. But it was just weird that he had like singing lines and it was his voice mixed into his own song. It just felt to me a little show-offy in a way. Showboaty. Yeah. It was like uncomfortable.
I don't want to show off.
And he looked, you know what he looked like? He looked like the parents from Twitches, like the people from Coventry, the guy from Coventry, like the Guardians from Twitches.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Twin witches.
What are
Chances.
anyway, that was just how I felt about it. Did you feel that though, like with him being in it?
I did think it was weird. I think like I mean, there's been
I get the rebuttal.
There's been so many instances of like mask presenting parts in these franchises recently, and it just like baffles me that we don't have
get a king.
That we don't have a fucking drag king yet.
So
it would have been such like a. It just would have been great. That's like the perfect opportunity.
But then the only thing there is that king would be typecasted into that role.
Yeah, you do get it does play into the dynamics of okay, and then we have to write in these specific binaried parts where it's going to be like there's a lot of trickery in that. But
even then,
with how toxic the fandom is, then you'd have people being like, well, they only lasted this long because they needed him for this.
But
like,
Camden was like they did the bearded look.
Yeah.
And Camden won twice with a bearded look or a facial haired look. So,
so now she knows
the
what
trick
to do.
That's the trick that it takes to win the main challenge.
You are going to win RuPaul's heart. There's no way you're not going home with that crown.
Yeah, I better be compared to Freddie.
Get a mullet with this.
Oh.
Go Freddy Krueger, drag king name.
Whoa. Anyway.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
The gold chocolate bar?
Yeah.
Is that what you were about to say?
Yeah. So who do you think is? Oh, do you? Yeah.
Who do you think has the gold chocolate bar?
No, we know who has it. Who do you think is going to be next eliminated? Because we know that it's going to be the
There's no
roast.
safes.
Yeah, it's no safes. It's the roast of Ross Matthews. Who do you think is going to be the one to go home next week?
Georges.
Or Deja?
Georges.
I think that might be the bottom
Two?
I think it'll probably be Georges and Deja.
And then Deja would be going home.
Unless something happens that we're basing this just off of like track record, I guess, so far in the season, and not really like
anything serious.
But
Or their like abilities.
Like, I don't know them. Georges and Deja, because I mean, Georges is a fierce lip syncer. We have seen her lip sync a lot. Deja also got that comment from Rue where he called her a lip sync assassin after the fall
Day
of
one.
Alicia Keys lip sync. So depending on what the song is, like.
They both have that ability
so
to, if they were like in the bottom together, to hit every little beat and every little little ism in the song, which would be really fierce to watch. Yeah. I have a hunch Bosco could end up in the bottom again. Yeah. Just because, like, I mean, the confidence has been shaky since being in the bottom, like, the first time.
Bosco Georges.
Yeah, and just to finally just, like, Let Bosco win a lip sync, maybe. Because if you think about it, she hasn't won a lip sync yet. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, she won. Sorry. No. She won the one to stay against Jasmine. But she's like, you know, I don't know. I could see Bosco maybe slipping up one more time before she maybe makes it to the top 3. She's done really good.
Gotcha. So we also got a little confirmation from Crystal when Call Me Mother season 2 would be filming, because she's not going to be going to DragCon.
Dag.
And she's not going to be going to something
else. Some prior gigs. Yeah, it seems like Call Me Mother will be happening this spring. So we'll get a...
Mother.
But it's really nice.
Mother.
It's really nice to know Crystal's confirmed to be a mother for season 2.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I want to know who my little House of Glass siblings will be.
Oh yeah, would they be your siblings or would they be like your nephews and nieces?
Ew, this is too much. But they'd be like my step siblings, I feel like.
Okay.
Because they'd be like, Crystal is the mother and the father.
Is the dad.
The season's the dad. That's what I mean. So it's a different round of kids in that season. Yeah.
Dallas Dixon's the dad.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I wonder if Toddy's coming for that job for season 2.
It would be really nice if they did call you just to do like an acting challenge or something.
But I would... I'm here to pick up the phone. Please call me mother.
You loved Drag Race España season 1. Have you started watching season 2? It aired yesterday.
No, not yet.
No, me either.
Okay, me neither.
I know who goes home first.
Our internet... Yeah, shut. The internet was down yesterday, so I didn't get to watch it. I really wanted to watch it so that way I could talk about it on today's podcast. But I'm happy that you're here because I know that you absolutely loved season 1.
So good. If you haven't watched Drag Race España season 1, it is.
I think.
Speaking of seasons that are slept on.
Yes. Speaking of.
Season 1 of Drag Race España.
I think for a non-English speaking franchise version of Drag Race, it's the best.
That's all that I hear.
They got a wild sense of humor in Spain, don't they?
I love it that they're just like, ay maricón, pinche maricón, calling each other little fagoots.
Yeah, literally one of their entrance lines is like, "What's up, faggots?"
I heard Carmen Farlala just like doesn't like RuPaul's music.
Yeah, she doesn't watch. She didn't watch the season.
Yeah. They have to lip sync to "You Wear It Well," I think.
And she was like, "This is a bad song."
Yeah, she's literally like, "Oh, we have to learn this bad song."
You don't wear it well.
Gag! I'll watch season 2. I'm gonna try and get into it. Where do you watch it? WoW Presents?
Well, yeah, WoW.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only on WoW?
Yes.
Yeah, I use Felicia Bonet's.
Yeah, and I use lesbian Jenna Swatsky's.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the lesbians.
Work.
If you're a lesbian and listening to the pod, this one's for you.
Hey. This one's for you because we have Lilith, so truly it is. This is the lesbian special featuring Lilith Fair.
Because our internet was down, we had to watch some straight TV, and there's this show on Netflix called Is It Cake? And it's literally just people trying to replicate items to look like cakes to look like items. And I was like, why am I doing
What was the
this?
most shocking item to cake revelation?
This ass, baby.
Is that a cake or is that real?
They tried to put their ding dong in it, and turns out it was cake. They were like, "Is this fondant?"
Oh, you want some of that fondant?
I hate that. Yeah, I lost my actual ass in an accident.
A cake accident.
So if your internet goes down and you're forced to watch something that you have to download on Netflix, maybe watch that. It's not the best. The host is very eccentric. I wonder if he's gay.
If I'm watching some straight programming, Storage Wars.
Never good. A little weird.
Storage Wars?
Storage Wars, baby.
You're watching Storage Wars?
I've always watched Storage Wars. I've watched Storage Wars since the beginning.
I'm a storage whore for Storage Wars.
Me.
I also got told by I think he's a producer for Family Feud Canada, that they're doing a casting call and they really want to have some queer representation. So if you are listening to this podcast, or you specifically, want to be on a Family Feud version, he said that we could potentially try to get away with a fake family, like a drag family.
A chosen family.
A chosen family.
Chosen family.
We were.
And so I just want to let everybody know who's listening to the podcast that Family Feud Canada will be filming this April, I believe it is.
What's she digging for right now?
Let me try to find the message.
Pull up the news.
Talk for a second.
Wow, we were.
Do you love Yellow Jackets?
I haven't talked about it enough on the
Who are you?
podcast.
Who are you in Yellow Jackets?
I-
If we were going to do a Yellow Jackets drag show, who would you be? Also, I think Yellow Jackets drag show is actually a fierce idea.
I
Because the soundtrack is sickening.
Stop, let's do it. I think I'd be a really sickening Jackie.
Okay.
Or Shauna would be fun too. I like Shauna and Jackie just as characters. Like they're both like easy things I feel like I could play into.
Yeah.
I would live for Lottie just because of the dreams and the craziness.
Yeah, Lottie's a great character.
Lottie's a vibe. I think you would make a really good Christina Ricci Misty.
Yeah, I think so too. Or
Just-
Juliette Lewis. Like sexy, like
Oh.
grungy. Yeah.
Yeah, Natalie, totally. You would be Natalie or Misty for sure, I think. Or like them together. They had a baby. But yeah, would you think that I would fit those vibes? Unless
I
there's any,
do.
I don't think there's any other characters.
I do think that.
That'd be a really good show.
Yeah, and the music is so good. Like Garbage, PJ Harvey, Hole.
Oh my God.
Kelsey Bonham,
I was at a
Smashing
show
Pumpkins.
the other day. You would have lost your mind. It was a Thursday show at Twisted. It was just like an open show that I
Yeah.
did. And I was like, I'm going to go do this. It's kind of like a gender fucky show. And the person hosting it was someone who works with, I think, like the GSA or like the queer university group.
Yeah.
And they played guitar live and sang Peaches. And I lost my mind. It was
love
really
that.
good too. It was like well done. They sounded great. They got the audience into it. I think it was their first ever performance in like their drag, and I was like, if you don't know who Lilith Fair is, you got to meet them because
What was
you'll love
what was
them.
her name?
I do not remember off the top of my head, but I will look into it because they did a really good performance. They brought out their guitar. It sounded great. There was like, and I think it was their first time hosting, and they did a good job. So
I think I'm gonna start a band.
Fun.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
fall. I think I'm gonna start a band after the Fringe. I want to do like a punk
Drag band.
drag band with like costume changes and like theatrical elements. And I think the name of this band is gonna be Witchcock.
Witchcock.
Yeah.
Alfred Witchcock.
Yeah.
Okay. I found the information on the
like that. I
family
wanna be in
Feud.
the band.
Yeah, I really like
Backup singer.
Witchcock.
Hex girls.
So,
me in the
Family
band.
Feud Canada is back. We're looking for Canada's most dynamic and energetic families to feud on CBC's hilarious game show, Family Feud Canada. If you think your family has what it takes to face off in the competition and win up to $30,000 cash, then apply today. Virtual auditions are virtual auditions are invite only, so don't miss out. Apply now at cbc.ca/familyfeud. And if you do, feel free to drop the name Danny Papadopoulos. And they want to see all families, all communities represented, near, far, wherever they are.
Papa de Toes. Oh.
To help this opportunity to win accessible nationwide, blah, 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 blah. Accommodations will be provided for people living outside of the Greater Toronto Area. If you are interested, please contact Family Feud at cbc.ca with any other questions that you want, because they want you. And
Trashies, we got to do
Who's the
this.
host of Family Feud? Is it Howie Mandel?
No, it's that guy.
that guy.
That guy.
He's nice. He's funny. He's on a show. I've watched it.
Yeah, it's Family Feud.
But I really encourage, if you have a chosen family or a queer family that you want to see, or a queer family member seen on this show, do it.
Call me Mother Divas. Let's rally. Let's get everyone back in the group chat, please.
Yeah, just use it as a reunion special.
But I do think that would be pretty fun to have like you, Herc, and Rosie, and maybe Crystal. That would be a fun little
That'd be
family
cute.
moment.
I feel like if they did it, they'd probably bring just like the randos from the Call Me Mother. I feel like how many are in Family Feud?
The randos from
4
Call
or
Me
5?
Mother.
5, the
Who are
randos.
the Call Me Mother randos?
I'm included in this.
Okay.
Let me use my little Adam words. 5. I think a
9
good
of you.
a good
10.
a good a good team would be like me, Toddy, Herc, and
Felicia.
Kiki. Oh, and Felicia. I was just thinking of the top 5. I literally was just like counting backwards from the top.
$30,000 wouldn't change Kiki's life, so you should include Felicia.
Yeah, Felicia. Kiki would agree. 101 Creakies would agree.
That'd be nice, I guess.
Yeah. Jail.
So Big Brother Canada 10, you did it again.
I did it 3rd week in a row, predicted who would go home.
Yeah, she's got this weird psychic
I'm
to her.
Toddy.
Wow.
So,
psycho.
so Kyle did end up
Thank
going
goodness.
home. Yeah, his HOH the week before was extremely sloppy,
Messy.
extremely messy.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah. So Gino, who was working with Kyle, had to actually be like, yeah, dude, my reputation with you, you're bringing me down. You gotta go.
I will say you've done a great job explaining it, and that I kind of assumed Kyle would go home based on the messiness of last week, and that he thought he would win because he was casted because he has the same name as a guy who was on last season.
Yeah, that's the reason why
He got casted. He had the same name, and people thought he was on last season, so it got casting attention, and he got on this season because he had the same name.
My drag name is Isis Couture.
And so Gino, while he was like cutting ties with Kyle, he was like, I'm gonna cut ties with Marty, but it's gonna be fake. So he fake cut ties with Marty, the Canadian, so that way the two Frenchies could work with each other behind the scenes. So, yeah. Who do you think's going to go home this week? Let's see if you can do 4 weeks in a row, baby. And then I want to know who your prediction for the winner is.
Okay, is Betty still there?
Betty's still there.
I'm gonna say bottom or like on the block this week are gonna be. How's Kevin?
Kevin gained Betty's trust. Kevin is actually starting to like become like a part of the group now and be. He was very outcasted beforehand. He was very like, oh, nobody knows me or likes me. I have no friends. But he was actually like super intelligent. And now people are starting to come and welcome him in. And they're just like giving him all this information. So I believe Kevin could make it really far.
I believe Kevin could win.
He's got storage.
I'm like, maybe Moose and Marty will be on the block next week again.
I feel that. I kind of want Moose to go.
I think Moose maybe next, but Moose and Marty are going to be my block predictions this week.
That's fair.
And I don't know. Kevin will probably win. He's crazy seeming. His words that he used to describe himself this season were manipulative, evil, I don't
Crazy
know.
cuckoo cunt.
Yeah, that was very that.
Manipulative.
He's the word manipulative to describe himself.
Wild.
I know. I was like, when I was writing down my first impressions, I was like, this is one to watch. He's like here to play the game.
I want to be the first contestant on Great Canadian Bake Off to be there for drama.
That would be camp.
Yeah.
Don't get me going on that. I'm ready to fight on the Bake Off. Let's get on the Bake Off.
And you're a professional cake decorator.
I am a pro cake decorator. I won a cake thing once.
And I lost my original ass in a cake accident.
So
And I'm going to be like, your croissants look like shit, Becky.
now that Kyle has gone home after his messy HOH, and what was that girl that I hated? She went home.
Stephanie
got blindsided. There's been some good reality TV gags, especially thank you, Big Brother Canada.
Bosco getting the golden bar.
Yep.
Big Brother.
Ika shredding the letters. You wrote this down, so
Yeah.
we're talking
Okay.
about
So
it.
this is what. So I wrote it down because I'm like, this week I felt like was a big week for reality TV, especially with the gold chocolate bar, because there's been like light gags and light twists, but it's just so fun to see something so like epic and big happen on reality TV. And like in my mind, the last time I saw that on Drag Race was probably All Stars 2 with like the two-way mirror, like Fifi O'Hara at the time versus Alyssa Edwards.
Yes.
And then it got me thinking about like other moments that are super impactful, like when Pumpkin spit on New York, The Flavor of Love, Beyonce, just like the moments that like make
Any Tiffany Pollard moment.
any
on
moment with
any
Tiffany
show.
Pollard. Yeah. All of the Big Brother moments with Tiffany. I don't know. Just
All
there's
the hot house moments.
every
Yeah.
hot house moment with Tiffany. Yeah. I just thought of all my little favorite reality TV gags. Are there any moments that like of reality TV that have like stayed with you your whole life?
Yeah.
So even Survivor, there's some moments on Survivor that gagged me.
Felicia self-eliminating.
Yeah, Felicia on Call Me Mother.
I guess, what was her name? Season 1 of America's Next Top Model. There was that really religious girl, Robin, and she got in a fight. It wasn't with Adrian Curry. It was with the one who was like friends with Adrian Curry.
Okay.
And she just like went on this like, do you know what I'm talking about? She went on this
Maybe.
like rampage speech because I guess Robin at one point reads from the Bible to her to like get under her skin. She's like, "What do you think about this?" It's like something about like people who aren't like pious going to heaven.
This sounds like the wife swap one where she like blew
Yeah.
Actually, I'm switching my answer to God Warrior.
To God Warrior.
That's
I'm switching to it is not Christian. It is dark sided.
Dark-sided. She's not Christian.
What was it, like gargoyles, tarot cards? Amazing.
Oh, that's a good one. That's an iconic reality TV show moment to the T.
When I forget, I don't even remember who she was up against, but when Joan River was on Celebrity Apprentice, and poker player, you're a poker player.
I used to watch Celebrity Apprentice with my mom when I was a kid, and I think I watched the Joan River season with her. That show was epic.
Yeah.
There was in Big Brother, like season 11, I think, there was this one redheaded girl and this gay, and they just like continue like for 2-3 weeks straight, popping off, yelling matches. She would win HOH, put him on the block. He won the veto.
I've
He won
seen
the
clips
HOH.
of them just like fighting in the yard.
They were just fighting.
Yeah.
And that's when I started watching Big Brother.
malicious
It was
streak.
so iconic.
Perez Hilton on Celebrity.
I was about to say Perez versus Michelle, and
versus
Michelle's.
Katie Hopkins also.
Oh, also
who's
T.
trash.
But I liked the Michelle. Michelle was really spoken. They've almost had everyone, have they not, who's been like on the panel of Drag Race as a Celebrity Big Brother guest. Because Ross, Carson, Michelle,
yeah.
Podrick has done it.
Oh, rip that
Yeah,
career.
I think so.
Yeah.
RuPaul.
Rue's next,
Just
baby.
RuPaul.
Yeah, get RuPaul to live in a house like that.
Courtney Axe reveal on the
She won.
and then she won.
And she
Yeah,
won.
by flirting with a straight boy.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, very well.
It was
he loved
bromance.
it.
It was bromance
He
central.
loved it.
He liked it. There's been a lot of good moments in every episode of The Bachelor or Bachelorette ever.
Oh, and then you said
Rock of Love.
I've never seen it.
You didn't watch it with? Oh no, you
I
watched.
watched Flavor of Love with y'all. Yeah.
Rock of Love, the Brett Michaels
Like,
show,
dating
where
show.
It's the same thing as Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav, but it's Brett Michaels from
From whatever.
Poison, I think Poison. He's just like an 80s rock star. And so in the first episode, they eliminate a bunch of girls. They like bring everyone in, they have a party, and then they eliminate a bunch of girls.
Queen of the
There's
universe.
There's this one girl named Tiffany. And her thing is that she's like a little bit older than the rest of the girls. She's really sloppy. She gets really fucking wasted really well. And she keeps going up to Brett Michaels and being like, "Don't threaten me a good time."
Oh yeah. You were really into this for a while.
Yeah, he keeps. Yeah, Ann and I quoted this like every day, and he just kept being like, "How about you go sit down, Tiffany? Don't threaten me a good time." And then she gets eliminated. And she can't handle the fact that she gets eliminated. So she comes back to the house and, like, pounds on the door. And then she's like, "You have to give me another chance. I love him." And they let her back into the competition. And she sleeps in the tub because they don't have enough beds.
what?
That's amazing.
So we need to watch Rock of Love.
Rock of
that's
Love. Season
kind
3, the first 2 seasons take place in a house. Season 3 takes place on tour buses.
What?
So it is chaos. So it's like in addition to all these like random girls competing for Brett Michaels to make out with them, they're also like they also don't have like
Beds or
sleeping
homes.
patterns. They're like living out of a bus.
Living the life of a rock star, not rock stars.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Oh well, now we got stuff to add to the list.
Yeah, Rock of Love is sickening and available for free on Tubi.
She wants to be the Tubi girl.
I sure do.
Watch one on Earth.
Please.
I think that's all that we have for this section of
Yeah.
The Hunt is On. So I think we're going to run over to a little break.
Yeah, we'll go have a little puff, a little hang, a little rock of love.
And then when you come back, we're going to have a little full interview with Lilith Fair.
We'll see you in a little bit. Enjoy the pee break. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, you're gonna want to miss it.
So Joseph Shepard,
Oh,
just
no.
a few days ago, 3 days ago, released a music video and his first single, I think it is, "Don't Call Me," which I thought was like a
What if
nod
it's-
to Priyanka.
Is this
Oh, and here's an ad.
for a podcast? Freaky, I do think. Oh God, I'm not ready for this, Andrew. Wait, full screen, baby.
Back by Thursday at 2 p.m. or you get late fees. Sorry, we're closed. Don't call me.
This is heaven for me, this place that he works.
The slashback video. It's Lilith Rights.
Yeah. And there I am.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Is he gonna sing a rap? Oh.
Love the reference.
Yeah, it's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Singer.
The popcorn. Jiffy Pop. Oh yeah, I heard this part. You're horny and alone.
This is a Charlie XCX song.
Wait, he's declining
Ghostface?
penis?
Yeah, he's turning down the dick.
Can you canonize somebody before they die?
Is that him?
Yeah, gay guys love to date people that look exactly like them.
Let's get to the
Cute.
yeah. Let's get to the blood though. I want to see it.
Where are you gonna stab him?
Are you gonna sound him?
Yeah, sound him.
Sound him with that knife.
No, sounded with the popcorn.
You're like, all I care about is the popcorn.
A dick?
No, that was big titties.
Is it gonna be Trisha Paytas? Oh, it's Jimbo.
This is so cam. Yeah, how would you ever decline Jimbo? Hi, we have the spot rented.
So do I.
Oh,
What
yeah.
time is it now?
It's 3:30. I'll just switch.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Take a drink, because we just got ruined.
I've seen the original though, so I know.
You know what happened.
I know the plot. I saw the original.
It definitely gives me like...
Scream.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the movie, but I couldn't figure it out.
We literally said, like, I get the reference, and she's like, Drew Barrymore.
Nah, I was thinking like...
You're like, this is like.
We were talking
Scary
about Freddy
Movie.
Krueger so much today. I really got my... You know me, I get all my people mixed up.
Yeah,
Fair, very fair.
they're both Wes Craven.
That's
cute.
Yeah, I
Bosco
liked that.
as-
I liked that it was kind of mid-tempo,
Jimbo.
actually.
Yeah.
And I love seeing Jimbo on my screen. So.
Yeah, good job, Joseph Shepard. We love anyone gay and doing their own thing.
And fuck that girl who walked into our podcast.
Wow.
You chose violence today.
Well, fuck her. She said she had the room at 4:30. It's fucking 3:30, bitch.
We got one more hour.
Anyways,
Keep it in the edit.
yeah. Thanks for watching. The Hunt is
It's on. Welcome back
to the
from
Hunt.
the break.
Oh yeah, from the break.
To
The
Hunt is on with Lilith Fair.
Hi, thank you. I think, and I've mentioned this to you before. I think that for a Halloween episode of The Hunt is On, they should bring you into the woods, and then me and all of your friends will put on masks and we'll like actually hunt you.
and then the hunt will really be on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in.
Yeah.
I literally no protest.
Running through the woods, yellow jackets, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, honestly, don't get me fucking started. I've been waking up with like scratches on my chest lately and sleepwalking and like waking up and puking violently on Friday night, puking all over the place. And it was like, I turned on the lights because I did it all in the dark until I was like, this isn't helping me. And I turned on the lights, like gold colored puke. Anyway.
Gold.
You
Oh.
puked gold?
Yeah.
When I puke, it's chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate. Are you the Bosco of the season?
Whichever one of you girls pukes gold gets to stay one more week.
I
in
hate
this
it here.
unending hellscape.
But it's over, which we can talk about a little bit of the drag race
Yeah,
with
why
you. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because your opinions on drag race are, I think, pretty correct.
Spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. RuPaul should actually hit it.
I'm exactly like RuPaul. I also frack.
What'd you call me?
Yeah. Yeah, you fracked before you got here today.
Oh yeah.
Lady never tells her secrets, not on the pod.
Who's going to extract oil if not me?
Toxic waste, sludge. Okay,
So I want to get started. Let's talk a little bit about your regular show that you get every Friday called Fuck Me
Me
Fridays.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like if you're listening and you don't know who Lilith is, dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
We won't actually get to know you. We're just going to talk about your accomplishments
I don't
today.
want anybody to actually get to know me. That level of vulnerability is like actually unappealing to me. It's why I have such a hard time getting on Drag Race.
The level of vulnerability
Yeah.
far too much.
Yeah, they're like, in the application, they're like, tell us a little bit about you. And I'm like, I don't think so. No. I don't know.
Nothing.
How long has Fuck Me Fridays been going on for?
Fuck Me Fridays okay, so it's complicated because we started it Pride 2020. So we're coming up on 2 years. But there was also that like 8-month break when we went into another lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We don't count those.
great, then coming up on 2 years.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, it'll be 2 years this fall.
Fun.
Yeah, and it's been amazing. It's been such an incredible platform for me to explore different facets of who I think I am as a drag entertainer. Like at the beginning, when I've sort of got into the cycle of needing 3 numbers every single week. That's like kind of intimidating, but. I sort of fell on my back catalog of all of this comedy content that I had created in Edmonton and that I had brought here, and a little bit of original stuff that I had made since living here. But it's been so great as far as like the evolution of Lilith and giving me this constant stage to kind of constantly progress. And now I feel like I'm in this. Because of this show, because of this very sexually liberated, sex-positive show, I feel like I'm in a completely different place
It's
with my drag.
Progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regress.
I regret.
In a dress.
In a dress. Yeah. I
For
feel
press.
you've definitely changed since it started. And like I feel like your drag has gotten like hairier, more like raw. The lip syncs have gotten more like authentically you. And then the comedy content still stands on its own and is its own like creature.
Yeah, I'm sort of less actively doing comedy like numbers.
Yeah. Like
now that I'm
spoken word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the numbers now are kind of more like rock and roll, sexy lady, which feels very, very fun and free and
Liberating.
yeah, and liberating. Absolutely.
Shorter dresses.
Shorter dresses. Yeah. Shorter dresses, no tux, no tights.
And a jockstrap with a douche.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, it's important. Well, I want my audience to know that I'm responsible.
Yes. you put the condom on before you shove it in. On stage.
crap. Thank you to my sponsor, Go Freddy.
I met the Go Freddy person. They came to Old Beautiful yesterday.
Work.
You met Freddy?
Yeah.
And then
You met Freddy? Yeah, no wonder you're waking up with
Meet you
scratches
in
on
your,
your
meet you in
chest.
your sex dreams, bitch.
A wet nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you've been waking up with scratches on your chest. Is that you
I'd love to get fucked by a ghost, honestly.
drinking.
Anyone think about it?
what?
Getting fucked by a ghost?
by a ghost.
Okay.
If you could fuck any ghost, which ghost would you fuck?
Oh my god, Marshmallow.
Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I meant my childhood hamster, but also the Stay Puft. Yeah.
Okay, your childhood
Jail.
Hamster, your childhood hamster was a rare instance of you being the bottom.
Oh my god.
Speaking of bottoms and your bottom stories, I want to talk a little bit about how you have your fuck talks or your little fuck moment where you talk about and you bring up the guests to do orgasms or talk about their like sex stories.
Yeah.
You have a very sex positive show, and you even have like what is it, a lube company that sponsors, or is it a?
We did. We had
Did?
Obtained Bliss for a little
Gotcha.
bit. Yeah.
That's so fierce that you had that, and I think
And then they came to one of the shows.
No, it just kind of stopped. Great.
It's lovely the amount of sex positivity that like I feel like you and Mona have kind of like
cultivated.
Yeah. That's the word.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Something about seating.
It's I don't know. I lived with a lot of sex shame for a very long time. Like I sort of growing up had this feeling that you kind of had to disconnect sexuality from every other aspect of your life.
It was taboo.
It was taboo. And I brought that into a lot of aspects in my life, that insecurity. And it did nothing for me. It felt really false. And I honestly think that sort of disconnect, that sort of fear of my own sexual power is honestly why I pursued drag that hid behind voices for so long, that hid behind gimmicks for so long. Because I didn't trust myself. I was told that the campy aspects of queerness, the charisma, the comedy, that was all fine, but the sexuality aspects were not okay.
Yeah.
And now that I've been living in a city on my own, in my own place for the first time, I'm going to therapy, online therapy, really sickening. Therapy is sickening.
Therapy, snaps for therapy.
Therapy is fucking fierce. I've reached this place where I've accepted that it is not something that I should be ashamed of. It is something that I should actively celebrate. And once I started celebrating it and bringing that celebration into Fuck Me Fridays and opening those moments where
People can orgasm on stage and let loose.
Yeah, we can all just have fun. We can just not think of it as this weird thing. We can all celebrate it together. Yeah. I feel because of that behavior, I'm more powerful.
You're owning it.
Yeah, I'm a witch. And as I get more powerful, Carly gets weaker.
Jesus Christ. Carly York Jones, if you're listening, run!
She ain't listening.
She's
Don't
not
flatter
listening.
yourself.
Yeah, true.
So I was curious, what kind of upcoming guests do you want to see Fuck Me Fridays have?
I want Matt.
Valerie Hunt.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I love that.
Okay. Yeah, Valerie Hunt. We'll talk about this in a second. But,
jail. What the fuck? What the fuck? Maddie
I want
Morphosis.
Maddie Morphosis to come do the show.
Yeah, I'm
Because
down.
I want you guys to hire Fantasia
I
Royale.
agree.
Also
Gaga
Astrid.
from Hot House.
Astrid
Pup Scritch.
and Pup Scritch Andrew will die.
Yes, I would.
I
Woof.
agree.
Yeah,
I
I would.
I'm not gonna die. Actually, I'm gonna.
No, he can behead
Live.
me at the because he's a werewolf.
Behead?
Behead.
Oh, behead you. Okay.
Give me that head, that behead. It's not a head, it's behead.
Give me that bee head. Renee Zellweger to Jerry Seinfeld in a bee movie.
Okay, speaking of movies,
Not the B movie. Cancel the podcast.
I want Maddie Morphosis to do the show
yeah.
because I like drag as sort of a deconstruction of gender expectation, and I think as a heterosexual man, I think there's interesting things to talk about there, and mostly so I can say, give it up for the only contestant in Drag Race history that can donate blood.
so true.
Go off.
Yeah, give it up for the only queen in Drag Race history that can't say faggot.
Don't say that either at the rooftop bar.
They don't like the word faggot?
They didn't like it there?
No, someone said it and they got fired. Yeah, at
Wait.
the brunch,
Wait, a
What?
staff member?
a staff member.
Like in a condescending way?
No, they thought that they were kikiing. They thought they could say the F word with the other F words. But they are.
But they are not an F
They are not an F
Well,
word.
then they can't. But except
a
for when
gag.
you go to my drag bingo, because I also have.
Then everyone, we wrote down the drag bingo. We were going to talk about the drag bingo.
Oh, sickening.
Keep going.
Sorry. Well, I do say that if you tip me a certain amount of money, that like you can send me a DM where you say like "Good job, faggot."
Okay, work.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
in
like,
real life.
But that's
you can buy a temporary allyship with that level of comfort to me exclusively
Yeah.
if you tip me at least $50.
Oh my god.
But as long as
One time.
as long as they read the
And it has to be respectful or sexy.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
And make sure that it's a double G. We don't just say fag. We say faggot.
Fag.
I can say
Fag.
Let's talk a little bit about your bingo gig that you got going on. How frequently is this?
It is 2 times a month. It is the first and third Monday of every month at College Bar in Mission.
That's so fierce.
I want a blender.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, the prizes are fierce. Actually,
Good.
Yeah, like lava lamps, blenders, slow cookers.
Ooh. I burped.
Get an air fryer. Get an air fryer.
Yeah, speaking of, we gave away
Stinky.
Pokemon slippers. We gave away Pikachu slippers.
Yep,
last
you've given away a couple Pokemon slippers, I think. Twice now. Lava lamps, you've already said.
Golden Girls socks.
Oh, Christmas cards with coupons to the next bingo.
Yeah. Easily the worst prize.
Easily
Will
the
really
worst.
drops the ball there.
But at least
Will
it brings
really
people back.
Tests me there. Will really said, and for this prize, it's almost nothing. But in every other aspect, he is really great to work with.
We got a whole round of shots for our table, so that was nice. Andrew, come to one of the bingos sometime. It's super fun. Also, I want to come back and do it again too.
Yeah, of
Please.
course.
That show's so fucking fun, and I want to like cause some chaos and just like let whoever win.
Yeah,
win.
when people, I think, hear bingo and they think it might be boring, it's like actually very punk rock. It's like I'm wasted, I'm unhinged because I'm wasted and on a mic for 4 hours at a time. It's good.
It's just
4
like
hours.
it's 6 to 10 p.m. baby.
I can barely handle you on Fridays for 2 hours.
Not even anymore. 75 minutes or under, baby.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Thank you very much. It's 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Blast off! So I want to talk a little bit about your podcast that you have, Camporama.
Super infrequently. There's 3 episodes.
Yes,
3.
that began last year.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah, I do it when I want to and not a moment sooner.
Yeah, actually, I did that podcast probably like a year ago around this time.
The first guest.
Yeah, the
We
first
talked about
guest
Spice World.
and of bingo. I'm a first of many for Lilith.
Yeah.
Whoa. My first.
Yeah, Camporama was a podcast idea that I had during the pandemic where I wanted to both interview local drag entertainers, talk to them about their history, their influences, what their objectives are in drag, and then of course watch a weird cult movie with them, and then talk a little bit about the history, the making of the film, and then just kind of do like a comedy recap of the events of the film. And
I love the Lindsay Lohan one with anxiety.
with anxiety, yeah. 2 stoned, non-binary little gremlins just giggling about a Lindsay Lohan movie.
A Lindsay Lohan movie about murder, sex, and blue roses.
Twins.
Twins.
Twins. She has a stigmatic twin.
You've never seen? What's it called again?
I know who killed me.
I know who killed me.
Okay. So that is that what like led into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, having all this Camporama movie talk? Is that what led you into going into producing this amazing drag queer?
Texas Chainsaw Manicure.
That's what I meant.
Chainsaw
Manicure.
Yeah, baby.
So I am the artistic director of my own little theater company called 50% Fruit Productions.
Yes.
And that was the Texas Chainsaw Manicure, for context to the people listening, was a fully scripted 3-act parody, like lip-sync jukebox musical of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, featuring local drag entertainers, myself, Valerie Hunt, DeVary Bess, and Carla Marks. So I write a script, we record all the dialogue with acting direction, we put ambient sound and musical numbers into the show, and then we lip-sync the whole thing in like big chunks. And it's basically like doing a play, but lip-synced. And that one was, I want to say the 9th or 10th one of those shows that I've done.
Work.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was that many.
Yeah. I used to do them at Evolution. We started in 2016 with a show called Mask for Mask, which was the Halloween show. And it was kind of a parody of like Scream and like Slumber Party Massacre and stuff.
Slashers.
And then we did a bunch of those at Evolution. Ones like Quicker Kitty Cat Die Die, Rosemary's Bay, Little Miss Princess 1985. And then
Was Drek one of those?
Drek was when we moved to the Yellowhead Brewery because it became, for 3 shows, we actually did Drag Queen Dinner Theater at the Yellowhead Brewery where we would do that show, but we would do it twice. So there would be like a 6 p.m. and a 9 p.m. seating.
Yeah.
And so at Yellowhead, we did Galian, my one-woman show, Handsome Woman, like the first iteration of that, and my Shrek parody, Drek, which ended up selling out in like 20 minutes or something. So
Shrek.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Drek.
I was Princess Piikani.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Gross.
Yeah. Andrew loves water sports.
Yeah.
Do you?
Well, it's just the insinuation of it. Anything that's I like to make... Okay, I'm not making fun of water sports or people interested in water sports, but I love the notion and the concept and discussion of it.
Yeah, not in the presence of this one. Not in the presence of piss on yourself or whatever.
Oh my god, no.
What's her name?
Piikani.
Piikani. Okay.
I made a
Piss on
joke.
yourself.
I made a joke at Anne's about being a human urinal. I'm not super into water sports, but I did make a joke because the bathrooms were out of commission at Twisted.
Oh yeah.
And I said for the next 45 minutes, don't go pee, but if you have to go pee in my mouth. And let me tell you, this is a gender neutral bathroom. And for about the next 2 weeks, Dana Hart posted like so many jokes about me being a human urinal. Like so many jokes. And I had to message her, and I was like, I actually went through a breakup this week, so could you stop posting about me being a human urinal?
Piss girls.
Oh my god, honestly. Dana, keep going.
And she was very sweet. She was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I was like, yeah, how could you? It's why I told you.
Would you say she pissed you off?
Yeah. Yeah, right down my little lips.
So did like Drek and all of these other one-woman shows or other drag shows that you had lead you to going into Fringe? Because when did that start?
So my first Fringe show as a producer was in 2012 when I staged my adaptation of the August Strindberg classic play Miss Julie.
Okay. How did that
Get
go?
real excited. You love August.
Andrew likes to get a little
It was
antsy.
bad. We got nothing but 1-star reviews.
That's fantastic.
Honestly, congratulations.
We got
1 stars or
amazing-
nothing.
We got amazing 1-star reviews. I love a 1-star review that hates a play almost as much as I love a 5-star review that loves a play.
one, yeah.
Like when you can get like a critic to just be so mad at you.
Yeah, either
So,
end of the spectrum.
what drew me to Miss Julie was that it was a play that was very controversial for the time. It's about this upper class woman who falls in lust with her footman, and they develop this torrid affair that's very controversial, and eventually, to save face, she kills herself.
Same girl.
Mama Tuesday. But
Mama, it's Monday.
follow me on Twitter. So we like updated it. So like, because I'm very inspired by exploitation films and like 70s cult aesthetics. And so in the original play, she comes on stage and she throws her handkerchief on the ground, and that's like very shocking. It's like not something that a woman of her status should do in the servants' quarters. It's like very risque. So in my version, she comes out and she like, this hasn't aged well. It's not something I would do today, but she takes her tampon out and she throws that on the stage. And the review we got, because it was like we took it from like this big beautiful estate in the country and put it in a trailer park and
Hip-hoppy, countrify it.
yeah, and like the stage was covered in trash. And we did sort of a Rocky Horror thing where whenever one of us would come on stage, they would throw garbage on the stage.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
I love an interactive moment like that.
Yeah. And so this 1-star review we got to it, tangents, I love them. This 1-star review we got literally said, from the moment Miss Julie comes on stage, rips her tampon out and throws it on the ground, you can tell that this is going to be one of the least accessible hours of theater at the Fringe this year. Which isn't as good as my friends who did a show called Party Worth Crashing, which was like a musical review show. And they got a 1-star review. It was just like musical numbers. They got a 1-star review that said, in hell, there is no Glee, there is only Party Worth Crashing. Which is the best bad review of all time.
And honestly, us gays deserve that. If we're going to be going
my
to hell
God.
anyways, we deserve that.
Leah Michelle is somewhere quaking.
She's somewhere bullying someone.
She's saying. She's in hell. Wow, that's amazing. Are you doing Fringe? Have you applied for Fringe this year or doing any Fringes for 2022?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm, sorry, I guess I didn't even really answer your question.
It's okay.
I was led to the Fringe because I'm very inspired by drag and theater, and Edmonton has a very rich drag theater history with Guys in Disguise who have been producing drag theater for decades now. And Darren Hagen, who's the artistic director of that company, is the only drag queen in the Canadian Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Yeah, very, very, very fierce, and from Edmonton.
I will say the one I'm going to sound like I hate Edmonton. The one thing that I love the most about Edmonton is the theater scene. There is so much acting. There's so much improv. There is so much like underground. And the first time I ever went to a Fringe was in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So like I will admit that I love Edmonton's theatricalness.
Yeah, and with the Edmonton Fringe existing there, which is the largest Fringe theater festival in North America, and I think the third biggest in the world now, after Edinburgh and somewhere else. I think it was second for a long time. It might still be. I'm not sure. Edinburgh, Scotland is definitely the first. But with the Fringe existing there, it becomes so accessible to produce your own work. It becomes quite cheap that time of year. So I think that's what really has the Edmonton theater community like so inspired and so vibrant.
So
And
would you ever do Fringe from Helensburgh to Edinburgh? Sorry, that was a Lawrence Chaney reference.
Tried so that was
How long have you been waiting?
I could see like the glaze over your
literally,
eyes.
I was like, I had to think about that one. I was like, wait a minute.
From
Who
Helensburgh
is-
to Edinburgh.
I just always say it's the same thing. I'm like,
When we lip synced to that song at the old beautiful drag show,
Lilith was Lawrence Chaney.
they said Val was like, "I'll be Bimini because I'm so fashionable,
No.
and cool."
I was a horror excess
Oh,
so
you
fashionable
were,
and cool,
'cause you
and
were
because she
fashionable.
said "Call me mother" in her lyric.
Yes. Okay.
I had to take
and
it.
then Dana was Tace, and Anne.
Anne was Bimini because Anne's a vegan non-binary icon.
non-binary icon. And they said, "And Lilith, you can be Lawrence."
So you got Lady Camden.
Well, they said, Lawrence, you can be Lawrence because Lawrence is funny, and no shade, Lawrence is also a winner.
God, go to jail. Go to jail. Like
I would love to.
yeah.
You don't have to pay taxes when you go to jail.
Yeah, and Lilith will drop the soap for free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
yeah.
brought my own soap. Guess where I'm dropping it from?
You're like the jigsaw of the prison system. You're like, there's a bar of soap
In my eyes.
body. You need this scalpel.
You have 5 minutes to get it out before I politely ask you again.
Okay. Are you doing something with Guys in Disguise soon too? That was something you hinted at on Twitter.
I am. Yeah. No. So.
Sorry to go back to the
To
Fringe.
answer all these questions.
Because I'm just gonna lay one more on top that it will. Yeah.
Yes. I am returning. I'm going to try and answer all of the questions that I have ignored since I
Andrew.
sat down. From the moment I sat down.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to learn how to read first. I started doing drag shows with 50% Fruit at the Fringe in 2018 with my production of Bushes in the Basement, which is a parody of V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic, which was very well received. And then in 2019, I did the Jane Mansfield Holiday Special.
Yes.
Which is about my favorite actress of all time, Jane Mansfield, and her relationship with the head of the Church of Satan, Anton Szandor LaVey. And and this year I am doing my new show. I'm doing two shows. I'm doing my new show, The House That Fucks, which is it started out as a pretty basic parody of Dean Koontz's Demon Seed, which is about an AI that traps a woman in a house and gets her pregnant. So it started as just kind of like being like a porn parody of that, but as we kind of had continued to live through all of the things that we continue to live through as the world continues to present itself as more and more trash bin-like, I have decided that what it's really going to be about is about the people creating this porn parody of Dean Koontz's Demon Seed, while also struggling with whether or not frivolous, stupid art just for escapism's sake has any place in our cultural climate anymore. Like, is it useful to create something that just exists to be silly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do think so. I mean, spoiler alert, I do think so, but...
What do you think?
But it's like, it's something that I've struggled with a lot as far as like, what is the point in adding my voice to the conversation in any way when like my work has just been about like silly,
Stupid
outrageous,
things.
sexy things.
So you can speak to those things.
When we're just like on the brink of death at all times.
But we need that comic relief. I think we will always need that. Even in movies, they write that in. You can have a completely serious movie, but you got to have at least one moment to break the ice, literally.
Yeah, a Jar Jar.
I'd rather... oh my god.
Yeah, a Jar Jar Binks.
Okay, let's go back to Helensburgh.
Jar Jar syndrome. And then I'm also doing a show with Guys in Disguise for the first time ever, which I'm very, very excited about because they really inspired me. They really changed my perspective as to what you could be in drag.
Mm-hmm.
It's called... we don't actually have a title yet, but it is based on the pansy craze, which is like vaudeville queer performers of the 20s and 30s, mostly in New York.
Yes.
So we're taking a collection of these kind of almost lost songs that were sung by all of these artists of the time, and I'm going to be singing them live with a piano accompanist. And I'm also going to be providing historical context as to like who sang them, what they were sort of known for, and like fun facts about them.
I got goosebumps when you were talking about that. I like that a lot.
And Darren asked me if I was comfortable with projections of the original artists, these original drag artists, these pioneers, being on screen behind me while I was singing, and I said, like, of course, because nobody is going to champion drag as like a real art except for drag artists. Because the rest of the arts community at large, especially theater, no shade, they love how much money drag can make for them, but they do not see drag as like a real art.
Yeah, like
no, true.
Like I have been acting since 2007, and I go into auditions sometimes. I went into an audition for the biggest theater in Edmonton, and the artistic director looked at my resume and said, "Oh, a drag queen," and flipped my resume over before I even did anything.
They only see drag as dressed resembling a girl, so it's strictly just that theatrical aspect, not you embodying and creating this entire character, so that way we can digest political statements or political moments around us.
Or that it's like a real job that you can like live off of and like have a family with and like just like have as if like an actor has a normal job or like as if like a stage manager has a normal job.
There's a refusal to believe that drag can exist as anything other than just like lip syncing to Cher in a basement.
Yeah, is it controversial yet brave to say that the theater is probably the most homophobic? Because they don't accept stuff like that. They love,
as far as other arts.
Yeah, they love little queer twinks who can do the things, but they don't want to support them outside of this production.
Yeah, theater, despite stereotypes, actually I think has a lot of homophobia problems. Like removed from just the fact that
misogyny.
Yeah, and misogyny, of course. Like removed, drag aside. Part of why I went into drag. Is because I couldn't be cast for things as like a 6'2" effeminate, not gym body kind of dude. Like there wasn't any sort of second thought as to what I was actually capable of. It's very shallow.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people really just want to cast like what they are immediately seeing.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah.
really a whole lot of discussions as to like talent.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's part of why I went into drag, was that I was like, I'm going to take control of my own destiny.
Create your own opportunities.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
there are infinitely more opportunities in drag than in being an actor.
Oh, there was nothing quite like watching that bingo show of you and all of the theater people. It was really interesting. It was a very theater-oriented room, the last bingo show you did. It felt like it. Like, it was like heavy judgment, and I was intimidated, and the only thing that got me through the night was drag, so.
Yeah.
Do you think?
And Julie's reaction to your jokes.
And Julie just getting
Wasted.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
Small.
Do you think that the drag opportunities have changed in the last few years? Because
Absolutely.
like you have, I don't remember what TV show it was, but in the last Smutty Gay Content.
The Brick.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were also in the Brick commercial.
The Brick, yeah.
A little gay boy in the Brick. That's pretty fierce.
Yeah.
With his husband, I assume, shopping for a king size
Partner.
mattress to.
The backstory was, of
Fuck.
course, that if we didn't find the right mattress, we were going to break up.
Oh,
That
was,
mattress was the glue that was holding that relationship together, which is why I am so excited.
yeah, you're so in love with the
I was
mattress.
like, this is going to save my marriage!
Oh my God.
God, take that, acting school.
And then, but there was also that one when we were at my old place for Canada's Drag Race. You talked about that one, and Callum edited.
Winona Earp.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mama!
So would you say that in 2022 that things have changed for drag artists and those opportunities, or do you still find it hard as a local queen to get those opportunities?
I mean, those opportunities really didn't have... I don't even think they really had anything to do with drag. I would say that I am still... I've auditioned for a lot of drag things recently. Not just reality competitions, but also like acting roles that require you to be in drag. And I think that there is still a lot of hesitation to cast a drag queen, because I don't think that I don't think that it makes sense to people that drag queens can actually also be actors.
Yeah.
Or be Harry.
Or be hairy.
Yeah.
Well,
the gender
I would,
fuckery.
I would shave for the right opportunity. I had an audition to be in a scene in drag with Kate Beckinsale.
What?
And I would have shaved. I would have shaved to hang out with Selena from Underworld.
Oh my God. Lord.
Well,
Love her.
I think that that's all the questions that we have for you. It's been such a pleasure to have you here on today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
There's a lot to learn from those two answers.
Yes, sorry.
I loved it.
Honestly, you deserve a medal for trying to moderate that.
Thank you.
You really do.
Do you have anything that you want to plug one more time before we wrap up today?
Fuck Me Fridays at Twisted Element every Friday at 9:30. Drag Bingo at College Bar the first and third Monday of every month at 6 p.m. And the Edmonton Fringe this summer, the House That Fucks, the Pansy Craze, and if you can't make it up to Edmonton, I'm going to my spot at Fuck Me Fridays is going to be taken over every other week, alternating between Carla Marks and Valerie Hunt.
Ooh.
And Drag Bingo will be taken over by Anxiety during July and August. So
Fun. Lots of fun.
yeah,
Cool.
so if you can't make it up to see me at the Fringe, my shows are in very, very good hands.
Love
this
that.
summer.
We want.
And follow Lilith Fair, YYC.
And on Twitter. You're really funny on Twitter.
Thank you. Thank you.
This has been
The hunt is on. Oh, he's in it with us. Yay.
Bye.
Bye. The end.